We got another day of NBA action. And with FanDuel, every night is a watch party. So it's time for your FanDuel crew to make their bets. So, what's the move tonight, gang? You know that new customers who bet $5 get $200 back in bonus bets if you win. Woo-hoo, we're heating up, fam. Bet all the stars with all your friends and make every moment more only on FanDuel. New customers bet $5, get $200 back in bonus bets if you win. Make every moment more with FanDuel.
It goes down in the DM. It go down in the DM.
21 plus and present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Everything is more exhilarating when you're on your motorcycle, just like your bike is more protected when you choose Progressive Motorcycle Insurance. They offer coverage for your bike, starting as low as $75 per year. And they keep things affordable, with discounts like paid in full, multi-policy, and responsible driver. So raise your kickstands and get to quoting at Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. $75 premium is for state minimum coverage. Not available in D.C. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes, facts, boots, and other stuff.
in this week's issue, Barry Cuda and algae.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by Mike, Mr. Man Wonder.
Hello.
I think I added the Mr. in there.
Yeah,
it's
you
usually
did
just
add
Man
a
Wonder.
mister. I'm going to stand up for a second.
Mike, Mr. Man Wonder. I just like to be as what is that?
I made so
when
much
it's-
noise.
You
I'm
did,
sorry.
just standing up.
Just standing up. I made a lot of noise.
I was like, I'll just keep talking and nobody will know.
Yeah, I know.
All
You tried to cover it and you did a good job.
Thank you.
But I'm just very noisy. My body at this point makes a lot of noise
I got
when I
it.
move around.
Mike, just pulling the curtain back a bit. Sometimes during the podcast, Mike has a moment where he fears that he's forgot to hit record.
That's right. That's
so
exactly
he'll step
it.
up and
Yeah.
look to make sure that he
That's what it
did.
is, yeah.
He's just getting it out of the way early today.
And I literally just hit the button. I mean, but it's something about coming from that room to this room and just having to look through the window.
I get it. I don't know why I always did that too. Like go back and just second guess yourself all the time.
Goodness, yeah.
We exhaust ourselves doing
Well,
that.
this morning we had an issue here where we have a video. Some shows we shoot with two cameras here, and one of the cameras, I don't know if it was during the transfer portion of moving the file from one place to another, but like halfway into the file, it just pauses, like for the rest of the file.
Audio continue or the whole thing just
pauses.
okay.
And so, see, I don't care about audio though, because I record the audio
That's
separately.
true. You're recording audio separately. I didn't even think about that.
I don't know what happened. It's just like the codec just went, nope, not going to work anymore or something. I don't know. It's just weird.
Did you have to reshoot it all though?
No, we came up with a workaround.
Okay. Well, that's good at least.
Lots of advertising.
There you go. There's always a way that you can fix things though.
I said that exact same thing today. I was like, don't throw stuff away. You can always fix it somehow.
You can always.
Somehow. If people are willing to go with it, you can fix it.
That's true. If you can convince enough people that you know what you're doing, they will follow you with anything.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Oh, man. So, Mike, what I have today, I know I teased it a little bit last week.
Yeah.
As I'm going to steal a line, and I'll probably make this joke every time I do it too, from the SpongeBob SquarePants theme and talk about some nautical nonsense. I thought it would be fun for us to, we haven't really talked about any water heroes on this show or any, like ocean bound heroes.
Why isn't this November? You could do nautical. Yeah.
And you know what? And we're about to be in October. We're actually should probably focus on. Planning on.
You're fine. This is good. I love the fact
we're postponing this to November, guys. This has been today's episode.
I love the fact. Yeah, we're just going to talk about bad files now. I love the fact that we're not doing the October thing.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
Yeah, they do. And like what I'll try to do maybe is focus on some, I might find some scarier characters, but I'm not going to do.
I don't care. Because everywhere you turn in October, somebody's like trying to scare you with something.
Well, I'll tell you.
Throw
In
a
the
Kleenex
stories,
ghost at you or something.
Kleenex ghosts?
Yeah.
I think that's
Kleenex
just
ghost.
trash.
Oh.
Like they get done blowing their nose.
Oh,
and
so they're
threw
just
it at
throwing
you.
trash
I don't think
at
it was
me.
ghosts.
Oh,
No.
damn. Okay.
You might want to talk to them.
It was just
about
that 1 month. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I know how to get rid of my trash in October around here.
That's
Not
right. You
kidding.
just throw it at me and go, boo.
Boo. It was a ghost.
That was a bottle. What do you?
Oh, man. So our first hero up in our nautical nonsense is a guy by the name of Barry Cuda.
Barry Cuda.
Barry
Yeah.
Kuda.
That is
Mr. Barry
ridiculous.
Cuda.
Yeah.
I only have one ad in here from these, Mike, and I always just include it because I know you like looking at the ads there
What? No,
for
King Cola?
King Cola.
Oh, boy.
A little bit just about Barry Cuda, and he appears in the first appearance here is in Yankee Comics #2, which was produced in 1941. As you can see on the cover, it says Spirit of 41.
It says Spirit of 41, but I thought that was just a thing.
No, so
Wow.
this was published in 1941 by Harvey A. Chesler Publishers.
Okay.
The creator of the character is unknown. This is a very early, and here's the cool thing, or I think it's cool. This character's from 41.
Yeah.
Next week, like, you know, Batman was 39, Superman's 38, early, and there were comics. I think comics as a whole and like news strips and stuff, it was like the late 1800s when those started being a thing. But comic books really kind of kicked off in the 30s. Our character next week is from 1939. I'm finding some super old gems that are great to dive into here. Like
I don't know how goofy this comic is yet, but
just wait.
But the art is beautiful.
No, they look really good.
It is very Jack Kirby-esque, like you know, with the details and all the stuff, like all the it's very cool looking. Now, I do need to say something about this ad. The first for thirst, King Cola Sodalicious.
That's nice.
Sodalicious is a very good turn of phrase. So there's a man standing in front of an x-ray machine, and Doc Smith is sitting on a stool in front of him, and he's looking at the x-ray of the man, which is just a skeleton. And he says, "What? No King Cola?" He's looking
like at his, I don't know, is he storing it on his body somewhere?
I don't know where it would be. But anyway, you can get the handy pack 6 bottles for 25 cents. In the big 12-ounce bottle, it holds 2 full glasses.
Oh, wow.
Only a nickel.
That'd be nice.
And it's available at all Thirst Aid stations.
I will tell you.
And there's a creepy clown.
It is I would not drink it.
Yikes.
I do not like clowns. I don't know if we've talked about that.
Here, enjoy some clown juice. Gross.
I definitely don't want that.
You don't want clown juice?
No, not at all. So.
Tastes funny.
I bet it does. Let's go ahead and get into our story of Mr. Barry Cuda.
Barry Cuda.
And actually, he has a sidekick.
Oh, boy.
He and his pal, you want to guess what his pal's name is?
Flipper.
Close. He and his pal named Algie. Barry Cuda and Algie are just on a boat, just sailing out in the middle of the ocean.
When you could do something like Flipper or something like Dolphin Boy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Algie.
You know?
Barry and Algie drift lazily along the vast Pacific, right? So they're just sailing out there on the ocean when all of a sudden a storm comes and knocks the ship asunder.
Oh, no.
Is that, I think I used that correctly.
Yeah.
Big words, right?
Asunder.
It
tore his spine out.
Well, also, I found it funny that both of the men are wearing one-piece bathing suits.
Yeah.
Like, you would think, though, obviously, that's probably the bathing suits at the time with shoes.
Like pixie shoes.
Yeah. But so the storm knocks Barry and Algie off the boat. And while they're underwater, they kind of get sucked in some current. And all of a sudden.
So when they get knocked off of this ship, are they just normal guys?
Here's the thing, no powers.
Okay. All right.
I guess I should tell you that right away.
Okay.
I didn't want to.
I got it.
I'll rip that first Band-Aid out.
Sure.
If you were looking for him to talk to any animals,
I thought maybe
that's not going to happen.
I thought maybe he almost drowns and gets struck by an electric eel or something.
Here is the only thing to me that I guess makes him like a superhero, I guess, a power of some sort or anything. So he and Algie get sucked in this. I just saying algae. I know.
Stupid.
They get caught in this whirlpool and it pulls them down to like the sea's floor. And while they're down there, Barry's like, there's something funny about all this. Completely surrounded by water, and it doesn't. And Algae, being his great pal, is like, hey, Barry, I didn't drown. I mean, I can breathe.
Oh, neat.
Great. So that's Algae. So
good job, Algae.
all of a sudden, they can breathe underwater. They're don't know
no
why.
Explanation.
Oh, no, there's an explanation.
Oh, okay. All right.
But so they're walking through underwater like, hey, what's going on? There's
just
these
walking
weird,
around on the bottom of the ocean.
There's these weird like mermaid creatures holding this woman hostage.
Yeah, these guys are total green. They're wearing little skimpy yellow shorts.
Yep. And so Barry and Algae, being the courteous men that they are, of course.
They kind of look like the man and woman version of the sea monkeys, you know?
The monsters are fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what it calls them.
Yeah.
They call them big lugs, but it doesn't like name like what they're. So basically they save the lady from two.
It's weird that there's a lady down there, but okay.
It is.
Sure.
Well, we find out that this lady, I just love how they've defeated the monsters, and Barry just goes up to this woman and goes, I'm Barry Cuda. That's Algae. Now what's all this about?
Underwater. He's saying these things.
Yeah. He's like, hey, why can we breathe all that? Why are we? It's just, hey, I'm lady. Barry Cuda. That's Algae. What's this all
lady,
about?
What's up?
And the lady has no problem. She's like, I am Myrma. Her name's Myrma.
Myrma.
Queen of the Sunken City.
Myrma, Queen of the Sunken City.
Usurped by my minister, Belzan.
Belzan?
He ordered those men to kill me.
Yikes.
So, I just have to, because it explains how they're breathing underwater in the next panel.
Yep.
Algae makes some joke like, a nice guy, Belzan, ... How come we can breathe underwater?
How come?
And
how come we breathe?
Queen Myrma says, the strange coral gives off oxide.
Oh,
that
oxide.
Takes the place of air.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great.
What
the poor fish?
Yeah, but
because they don't breathe oxide.
Okay, so I've explained now how they can breathe underwater. That is basically.
But okay,
I have explained how they explain they can breathe breathe underwater.
Yeah, Algae's a tool too. By the way, he's just.
Oh, it gets really funny.
Hey, look! I stepped in something.
Yeah. So basically, we Barry and Algae. Yeah. These stories are quick. It's just like 6 pages.
Oh yeah.
So I don't have a lot of detail kind of to go into. It's a lot of action scenes for these. Yeah. A lot of it's again really. I love the way it looks. It's really well drawn.
Yeah.
But Barry and Algae are going to go help Queen Myrma. Get her kingdom back is what they do. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they go back into the city. I also love that after she's barely met him, like 4 panels later, Queen Myrma thinks, Barry, what a romantic name.
Barry is a romantic name?
Yep. To her it was.
Wow.
So.
Well, I guess when you're dealing with Fishenstein and Porpoise Boy or whatever, Barry, oh, how sexy.
Yeah.
Barry.
So,
just falls out of your mouth.
Eventually, Barry.
Plop.
So, Barry and Algae are working on trying to, single-handedly defeat all these fishmen that have taken over Queen Myrma's kingdom.
Gotta take these fish boys down.
They even sick like a giant crocodile monster onto Barry.
Yeah.
Which he basically just snaps his jaw. Barry is just an average guy.
Barry's
not average. Like he's built like a,
Yeah, he's built like a quarter. He's like a Flash Gordon or whatever.
Like he's built like a hero at the time, but there's nothing that we know of special besides that he can now breathe underwater because he's just a normal guy in that sense. But so he defeats this creature, and then all of a sudden he is come by a lot of different fishermen. They kind of sneak up on him.
Oh,
and they grab.
I didn't know where that was going.
I know.
He was overcome with some special feelings.
Yes, about space, not space. Fishmen. But so they basically sneak up on Barry Cuda and kind of, grab him, and they they capture Algae as well. And they're told to take them down to the dungeons to give them lashings.
Man, they got to go even further down.
So they go even further down to receive lashings, but a mysterious woman comes in and cuts their ropes,
He
and they're
didn't
able
ask-
to escape.
He didn't ask anything about why aren't our heads caved in by all this pressure.
No,
or
nothing.
anything like
Nope.
that.
All again, the only explanation we got. You're not getting another explanation
Oxide.
of anything. Oxide.
Hmm.
So essentially, we find out that the mysterious woman is Queen Myrma. They're able to.
Wait, I thought she was with them.
No, Barry and Algie went in by themselves.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I did not say
I
that.
said, sorry, wait here. We got to go fight crocodiles.
Exactly.
Okay.
So she came in and saves them.
Got it.
They're able to fight off the other evil men. And essentially, Barry gets into a one-on-one fight now with Belzan, her evil prime minister. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
And he's like, your time
It's been
has
pretty tough to hang on, but I got it. Yeah.
your time has come, Belzan. And they get into a sword fight because that's what you would do underwater.
Sure.
And sword.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that it would you could telegraph. because
Yeah, it's going to move so slow.
But Barry ends up winning, and he has Belzan by the throat, where Myrma tells him not to kill him.
Yeah.
He will be exiled from the kingdom instead. So
That's a bad plan.
that is a bad plan.
Yeah.
Myrma then says, then you'll both stay. Oh, he says that. And then it goes later when the queen is restored to her throne. She says, then you'll both stay in the undersea land.
Okay. Undersea land.
And Barry says, for as long as you want us.
Okay.
And then we just find that
That's a weird thing to
Belzan
say.
plans that when my plans are finished, I'll be ruler of Myrma once again.
Mm.
Right? So we're setting
Wait,
up.
so the place is called Myrma and she's Queen Myrma?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's
All
never
right.
referenced again.
Okay.
That's his
Oh,
first
that was
appearance.
great. Yeah, I loved it.
Takes us then next to
Hey guys, check us out on just
on Yankee Comics, number 3 then. So we're still in 1941.
yeah.
And it did, at least in this part, continue a story, which I thought was kind of cool, instead
Yeah.
of just being a new one.
Yeah.
Or they at least based it off of hey, they explain what happened. But if you read the last issue,
I absolutely love these circles with heads in them like that. That just says old comic book.
I
to
know,
me.
and it's
Yeah,
so
cool looking.
there is something just really cool and kind of nostalgic
They're
about
just
it.
circles, and they have the characters' heads in them. It's like they have little banners under them that say who they are and stuff. It's just
It's really
so
cool.
looking.
We start this one where Queen Myrma tempts Barry and his pal to remain in the kingdom.
Mhm.
She says,
All of that coolness is wiped out when you say Barry,
I know.
but okay.
I offer you the position of prime minister, Mr. Barry Cuda, if you will remain with us. And Barry says, I will consider it. To which Algie responds,
I got a lot going on.
remember that waitress in San Francisco, Barry?
What? What does that mean?
I think Algie's like, I'm done being.
Oh.
That's it. Algie the whole time wants
he just
to go
wants to
back.
go back and see the chick in San Francisco.
Yeah,
Ah.
or just go back up to land.
Hey, Barry, remember we got that girl waiting on us? Remember?
And spoiler alert, they never go back up. So
No
Barry
kidding.
ends up taking this position. I mean, with
Poor
prime
Algie.
minister, and there's romantic feelings between Myrma and Barry, obviously.
Poor Algie's over there like getting side-eyed from a fish or something.
Well, what happens in this one?
Where's my Myrma?
They're drawn a bit differently. The
Yeah.
underwater men.
Oh wow! Oh my God! They have human faces all of a
right.
sudden.
So they're not fishermen
Now
anymore.
they look like the sea monkey people.
Yes.
Wow! Look at they even got the little thing on
Because
their
see,
head.
that's Belzan again. See how
Oh,
different he looked.
He
from,
is super different.
Yeah.
All the art is different.
Yep.
Wait, the colors don't register either. No, it's wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a whole different feeling.
Yeah. Right.
Huh.
That's what's kind of cool. Well, I say cool. Obviously, I had to be awful at the time.
Belzan's wearing a big diaper.
Yeah, he is. I guess it's like a long, but you would have different artists and different writers just
Wow.
hop in and out of different characters
That's
all
crazy.
the time. So yeah, art would change, like the ways they looked.
Because you had to look at this as
See, and like that looks
Yeah.
different from their swimsuit last
yeah,
time.
you had to look at this as a writer and go, "Oh shit, I don't want that one."
Yeah, Myrma was wearing a dress. Now she's wearing like a full-on
She's wearing a
bathing suit.
coconut bra.
Yeah. So and like things change. But in this story, Belzan basically
So one thing you can count on is things change under the sea.
things change under the sea. Belzan is able to basically rally a group back up and get them to go back in.
It's so weird that he's got a human face
I know,
now.
right?
That's so odd.
Compared to, hold on,
he
let's
was
just,
Fish Boy a
just
while
for
ago.
reference.
Yeah, he's a fish.
I'm sure they loved hearing Paige's turn.
God is so.
Belzan, he had hair too.
I like that better.
I like that Belzan.
This Belzan's
Belzan.
creepy looking. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has a crown now too.
Yeah, he's
Or-
weird.
But he rallies up a group to kind of overthrow Myrma. He's going to go back in.
Okay.
And they're able to capture Barry and Algie again. This time, they capture him and he feeds them to a giant snake that
Their
he has
security
underwater.
sucks.
It does. So Barry, just like in the last one with the giant alligator, he defeats a giant snake this time.
Okay.
And snaps his jaw.
Wow.
I don't know why there's only one fang in the middle of the snake's mouth, but
well, it's an underwater snake.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically they just rehash the same story in a way. Fight giant monster, even the same finish, snap monster's jaw.
Yeah.
They're able to break free and they're going to go back in to save Myrma now.
What is this? What's up with this guy?
So Belzan has now basically taken over the kingdom again, he feels like, and has taken over Myrma, and he's gotten rid of Barry and Algie to his thought. But obviously they just escaped from the snake. He doesn't know that yet.
You know, I used to love Ethel Myrma. She was a wonderful singer. Sorry.
I like that. But he is trying to get Myrma to marry him.
Oh, okay.
And she refuses.
I don't blame her.
And he goes, let me show you what happens to people who basically refuse what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds one of the loyalists to Myrma, and he basically tortures this guy in front of her.
He's one of the green guys also.
They look the exact same. I'm assuming because they're trying to go for that it's just like a group of kind of like rebels in a sense. That it's all,
What do they call the Kree or whatever, like in Marvel?
Yeah. Exactly. The Skrull? No. Kree.
Skrull. Yeah. Skrull, Kree.
Well, it's something.
Skrull Kree?
Skrull Kree.
Sure.
But it says, I love the bloody sight is too much for the tender-hearted queen. So she
Wouldn't
tells
the blood
him,
just like float away?
Yeah, she goes, see all your subjects will suffer the same fate there. Do you still refuse? And she goes, for the lives of my subjects, I agree to become your wife.
Oh.
And you fiend?
You fiend. I'll be your wife, you fiend.
So she hates it, but she's about to get married to Belzan when, of course, Barry and Algie come in to save the day.
And another snake and another crocodile.
Yeah, they run Belzan off again.
His crown got green, or is that another
No, that's
dude?
a different guy.
Oh, okay.
This is the guy who's come in and is like, Queen Myrma, we'll fight for you. So she has her own group that gets together.
Everybody
and they
gets a
fight
crown.
off. They fight off and run Belzan out, and that's again, we're done with that.
Okay, all right.
So
that was fun.
I think this is the perfect stopping point for us, since we're halfway through our Barry Cuda adventures, for a word from our sponsor, which is oxide. You want to breathe underwater? Oxide.
Gordon's fish sticks.
And the bear, I can't think of anything
The
else.
concept of water.
There you go. Let's actually go ahead and hear a word from actual sponsors.
All right.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you can make sure your ride stays running smoothly. Brake kits, LED headlights, bumpers, whatever your baby needs, eBay Motors has it. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time. Plus, at these prices, you're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Everything is more exhilarating when you're on your motorcycle, just like your bike is more protected when you choose Progressive Motorcycle Insurance. They offer coverage for your bike, starting as low as $75 per year. And they keep things affordable, with discounts like paid in full, multi-policy, and responsible driver. So raise your kickstands and get to quoting at Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. $75 premium is for state minimum coverage. Not available in D.C. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
This episode is brought to you by Tic Tac. Minty, refreshing, classic. And it's not just the Tic Tac mints. It's the new track by Kenise with beats that'll leave you feeling as refreshed as a Tic Tac and a vibe that'll take you on a ride through 100 layers of flavor. Does it get any fresher than this?
Tic Tac, enjoy the bright side. That 100-layer joyride. Pop one, let's paint the town. Freshman flavors all around. Take a ride on a Tic Tac.
Pick up a pack of Tic Tac mints today.
All right. And so now we are back to resume our Barry Cuda adventures.
Why is Barry like in a fast font, but Cuda's all drippy?
I don't know. They thought it was cool that way.
That's weird.
As you can see, though,
they're changed again.
They've changed again.
Wow.
Right? We're staying here in Yankee Comics.
Who's he fighting?
He's fighting now the underwater men.
Bald dude.
They're like,
wait,
there's
the
another
same
group.
guys?
No, it's a different group of bad guys. It's all the same thing.
These are like cavemen.
It's all they just come in and they want to fight or they want to take over the kingdom.
Right.
And Barry and Algie eventually
That's
save
all
the
it
day.
is,
That's all the stories are all the time. Well, the last one's a little different, but I mean, it ends the same way.
Don't spoil it.
I'm going to have to get offensive in the last one. So.
Oh, boy. Boy, he just smacks him over the head with he's got like the Negan bat from Walking Dead.
Yeah, where it's like spiked.
all over it.
Also, you will find anytime he has a club, he will say how it's better than baseball.
Oh.
Every time.
Okay.
He will hit somebody and he's like, just like batting practice or, it's better than baseball. He just has that one go-to line.
Well, baseball was big then.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like it's, just as big now. Maybe
Kids
not.
love balls.
So.
Sorry. So.
Sorry. Give me a second.
Yeah, that's fine. Sure.
Just caught me. Sorry about that. Oh, man.
All good.
I don't know why that.
What, the kids love balls? Kids love them.
Yep. You ever watch the Cleveland show?
No, I really didn't.
It wasn't that great, but
I had a thing against it because they took off King of the Hill to put on the Cleveland show.
Oh yeah. Which, by the way, I had a thought. I'll follow it up after this. There's a song in Cleveland though, where his son is talking about being in love, and he's like, "Well, how in love are you?" And he's like, "Dad, do you ever go down to the bottom of the ball pit and you feel like you're all alone?" And he's like, "Yeah." And it's great because you're just in the ball. He's like, "That's how in love I am." And then he sings a song called "Balls Deep." I'm talking about balls deep. And it is. It's very stupid.
Wow.
Scottie Pippen makes an appearance in it.
Neat.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm about to get us back on track. Hold on.
You're good.
Oh, the King of the Hill thing that I referenced. I didn't even think it just caught me off guard the other day. Pocket sand.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Dale.
That's a
Pocket sand.
Dale Gribble special. Pocket sand. Oh, man. I don't even remember where we were.
Kids and balls.
Okay. So
you said
we were talking about
greatest baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, I don't know if it's just every time he has a weapon that he feels like he has to say something, but
Sure.
he just references it all the
Yeah.
time.
He loves him some baseball.
He does.
It was America's pastime.
It is. Here's what's
Or was.
I
It
think it's
still?
probably football now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I prefer baseball to football.
I think it's crime. No, I think that's America's pastime.
That's
It's
always
just
been,
crime.
well, corruption has always been America's pastime. You can get
political.
I almost got into a Law and Order theme there. Oh man, which is not public domain, so I will not hum any more of that.
The Law and Order thing, by the way, I know this has a lot to do with mer people, but how many shows they got at this point?
2.
Is
Too
it just,
many.
Is it, okay. Because they're
No.
doing a thing where they're all crossing over each other and they're doing some
Yeah.
big event or whatever.
I mean, I'm sure other people. It's just never been.
It's never been my thing. I just
No.
never,
And-
anything that employs Richard Belzer, I don't really want any part of.
All right, fair enough. Just if you ever think about that, just remember how Hulk Hogan choked him out on TV.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he sued him for it, didn't he? I
Yeah.
think so because I busted his back of his head open.
Was that on?
It was whatever show he was hosting, or maybe he was
Yeah.
filling in for somebody.
Yeah.
There you
Gotcha.
go, old school wrestling.
No, the
/
wrestling
TV.
one on Letterman was Lawler,
Lawler and Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, and Lawler smacked the
It was
mess out
all,
of.
it was all made up.
No,
I mean,
it
was
was.
all
Yeah.
planned.
Yeah,
it was all
yeah.
planned.
No, but still, like
Yeah.
for what they. See, I love that kind of stuff. Like even if it's planned,
sure.
if you can just pull it off,
Yeah.
like
Andy
that's-
Kaufman was the best at it. He really was.
He was.
He was the best at it.
And I really did enjoy watching the.
And I'm going to go out on a limb. No matter what you think of mer people, Andy Kaufman was the best at it.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Especially at singing the Mighty Mouse theme.
Sure.
So,
oh yeah, it was great.
basically these new kind of, they are cavemen-like creatures, but they have like rhino horns.
Yeah, I saw that.
Coming out of their foreheads.
There was a big old skull.
Yeah, there's never any
With a single horn.
names given to any of the people they fight. So
Yeah.
it's just these
The
other
horn people.
villains.
Horn people.
They do find one
Hornmen.
of their men, like their men outside the kingdom have been attacked. And so they go to take them in to, try to figure out, save the ones that they can save.
Sure.
And then go back out and figure out, hey, what are these people doing? Why are they trying to, or wait, here is it. Hold on. I've gotten these confused a bit. They all kind of bleed together. So, okay. So, essentially they're taking the people back in. Barry, Algie, and Myrma had left for some reason. They're coming back to the kingdom. Spoiler alert, the kingdom's been taken over again by these horned people.
Whoops.
There we go. That explains a little bit better.
Sure.
So the horned
How
people.
long were they gone?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
a coup
No.
takes a while, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay.
But it's like days of weary travel, and the stout band arrive at the
Where are they
outskirts
going?
of the kingdom. I don't know.
Huh.
It doesn't say.
There's nothing. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Oxide has created some really cool nightclubs on the edge of
They got to
the
go
sea
hang out.
or
So,
something. I don't know.
to explain that better then. So, they're going back to try to obviously take the kingdom back.
Yeah.
Their giant plan, if you didn't know, Myrma has, do you love it when I block
Yeah, I
panels
like
so
that.
I don't?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Myrma has a giant wall outside of it. So you got to
Okay.
find a way.
Well, that's
to get
the
over the
problem
wall.
with the kingdom. They had the one wall.
Right. Well,
They need at least 4.
Here's the thing, too. I mean, it has like a wall around it.
Oh, okay.
I would think they could swim over. That's gravity works kind of like there's bubbles shown,
Right.
but yet they want you to believe that gravity works the same way, but they can breathe. It's
Yeah.
all like, again, it's just
Yeah.
all leaps here. But you want to know the bright idea they come up with to get Barry and Algie over the wall?
What's that?
Straight from Looney Tunes. They pull a tree back
Oh, man. Look at
and
that.
they tie a rope to
They're
it.
going to flip them over the
They
wall.
do, and they sit on it as one of
wow, that is so
the
stupid.
townspeople chops the rope to fling them over the wall.
One of the green guys. Huh.
Um,
Ain't that something?
So
well, that's great.
they now get into the kingdom.
Who the hell? What? Okay.
What?
Just swim.
I know, right?
Wow.
But so Barry and Algie are now in the kingdom, and
It's like being on the moon and going, how do I get from here to there? I mean, this.
we do find out that the king of these people is
He is creepy as stuff.
Yeah.
That horn on his head is flesh colored.
It is. It's weird.
And that is gross.
His name is King Crag.
Yeah, that's gross.
So King Crag and his men are in there basically eating all of the merman food. Do you call people from mermans?
Merman.
Like, would I say the merman food?
It's the Church of Latter-day Fish, and it's the mermans.
It was solid. Oh, but King Crag and his men have basically eaten all the townspeople. They're basically toasting in their honor for taking over the city.
Yeah.
Barry from a tower yells at him and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go." King Crag says, "With the city walls for protection, we'll hold them off until the last of them lies dead on the rocks. Why,
They'll
I might
float,
even take
Crag.
Myrma for a wife."
Oh,
all the kings
okay.
want to take her for a wife
Sure.
too. And then we hear, "That's what you think you." Oh, I can't read that one. Hold on.
You
Okay.
horn-headed.
"That's what you think,
halibut?
you big slobbering windbag."
Oh. There's so many fish puns that could be made.
I know. None of them are.
You horny halibut.
Yeah, dude, that was good. And he goes, "Who dares insult King Crag? Barry Cuda, you man mountain."
See? It's so dumb.
Yeah, Barry basically goes in and
Fish breath.
goes to attack the king, and he's eventually captured by the king's men.
He threw a table at him.
And they're going to have a public execution of Barry Cuda.
Okay. Wow.
Here's the thing:
That
is
escalated
Algie,
so quickly.
Algie has disappeared,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, "I don't know where Algie's at."
He's in San Francisco with
To see that
with
waitress.
Yeah.
It says the next day, the public execution of Barry gets
It
started.
might as well be
It's really
Barney.
different.
Barney Cuda.
"All is ready, King." And he says, "Sound the bugle, and the populace will come out of their hovels. I wish to address them."
The underwater bugle.
Well, what happens instead is Barry and Queen Myrma, and all the people show up and they run the king out of town.
Get out of here, you man mountain.
Yeah. Then we see Barry has a knife.
Oh, no.
And he sneaks up on King Crag.
What?
And says, I'm here again, mug. No, don't kill me. And then he says, go on, tell them to drop their arms or I'll. And he uses it just to threaten to get everybody else to drop and leave.
Well, he's got him in like the sleeper hold kind of thing.
He does, but he has a knife basically pointed to his neck. Very violent, this Barry
It
Cuda guy.
is.
A short while later, the city is restored to Myrma. The prisoners are on the march homeward.
Just gloss over whatever happens.
The prisoners are on the march homeward.
What? Prisoners?
They were stripped. They were stripped of their arms and allowed to return home.
So all these people are armless.
Yep.
Wow.
They can't swim anymore.
Just like, just flopping around.
Then we say,
No
then
arms.
Algie goes, they can't, oh man.
So stupid.
Okay, chum, now's the time. Go
Chum.
in there and
There's
tell Myrma we're leaving for America.
Okay.
And then Myrma kisses Barry and says, it's sweet of you to remain with me, Barry. And we just see Algie go, we'll never go home.
Womp, womp. Okay.
I could not find. It says that Barry will appear in another issue of Yankee Comics. He does not.
Oh, okay.
I did find another issue.
Best laid plans, you know?
Yeah. From All New Short Story Comics. That is also from.
Featuring Nazis.
Yeah, basically. It's 41.
Yeah.
This one.
It is
just
a lot of Nazi paraphernalia on the front of a comic book.
It looks different again.
Wow. Look at, what is this thing?
That is
like look at these little baby men he's fighting.
dude.
What
That
are
is
these little
where
baby
I'm
men?
about to be. Yeah.
Oh.
They are part of a rival kingdom.
Okay.
I'm going to say this once. And
Is this a short story?
no,
They're little tiny people.
they are. They're the next kingdom over is the midget kingdom.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Okay.
all, yes.
Well, maybe they like those little cars. You know, the midget cars. The racing
No,
cars.
it's not meant like that
okay.
way.
They're just
they
little-
were just being insensitive in the 40s.
Well, they all have like
Red mohawks
tufts of hair.
Yeah, like I don't know
mohawk
why.
things.
They
They're
all
so-
call themselves brother, so I guess they try to make you think that they're all related to.
When did Wizard of Oz come out? Is this about
30?
See,
It was before. No, it was maybe before this, like early 30s.
yeah,
right?
but what I'm saying is like, is this a holdover from that? You know,
I would think so.
like they're the part of the. Well, they're literally Lily.
Oh, actually, hold on.
Fusions.
The movie came out in 39. I thought it was earlier than that.
Because they look like them, right? They
Yeah,
look like
they do.
Yeah.
It's holdover from Wizard of Oz. You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Great.
So in this story, what we find out is
And Nazis.
there's a giant hole that's appeared in one of the mountains,
Yeah.
and it is sucking the air out of the kingdom.
Oh no.
Um,
Wait. Water?
It's sucking the oxide out.
Oh, so they're having trouble breathing.
So this other kingdom needs oxygen as well. So they're stealing oxygen from Myrma to oxygenate.
Oxygenate.
Oxygenate. To get oxygen to.
Who gives a shit?
Oh man, to give oxygen to their kingdom.
That is such a dumb
Right?
premise.
So Barry
You're underwater.
So they get into a fight, and
Who does?
Barry, Algie, and some of the
And the little
people from
guys.
the other kingdom, and they basically knock out Barry and Algie. Barry and
yeah.
Algie decide, hey, we got to plug up that hole. So they somehow get a crane underwater.
They have a crane.
Yeah. And he goes, men of Myrma, we battle for high stakes. Our lives and those we love are in danger. You have your orders. Now go to it.
Come on.
One by one, the powerful machines hurl boulders into the opening. He gives a speech like they're going to war, and then the crane just drops boulders.
You know,
in the hole.
the older you get, it's harder to drop boulders into the opening.
So then they're like, okay, we patched that.
Wait, what?
They're
They just put a bunch of rocks in the
They're
hole.
like, all right, we fixed it.
Why's he got to scream about it then? Just put a bunch of rocks in the hole. You're done.
I don't know.
And how is that keeping oxygenation from happening?
I don't know.
Okay.
But citizens of the great kingdom of Myrma,
All right.
a tragedy has been averted by the quick thinking of the great men, Barry Cuda and Algie. But we find out that not all is well.
Oh, no.
As they roll out.
Now what?
Hold on. They basically create another hole is all they do.
Well, who's this guy?
That's part of the
He's
town.
all-
Like they're losing air. The people in the city, like they think they've fixed it.
Yeah.
So
Does he have gills?
I don't know.
Is
He
that what
just
that
can't
is?
breathe though.
Oh, it's his
That's
hand.
his hand, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at it.
But so
upside
the
down.
people of Murma are starting to lose oxygen. They don't know
Yeah.
why since they fixed it.
They're deoxygenated.
But Algae basically says, "Hurry down! Let's look at this. There's another hole they find, and there's some more people from the other kingdom in there."
Well, that's the thing with those little underwater people, man. You can't. They get in almost everywhere.
So
It's like the Scrubbing Bubbles commercial.
I used to have a Scrubbing Bubbles little bath toy.
Yeah,
I love the
I
Scrubbing
remember
Bubbles
those.
guy.
Yeah.
So another baseball
Well,
reference.
that is capitalism at its finest,
for
right
sure,
there.
for sure.
If you're in the tub playing with a scrubbing bubble,
Yeah, no, for sure. It's at its finest.
yeah, Procter and Gamble won.
Oh, they won a long time ago. But Algae gets in on the baseball puns as he hits some of the bad guys with the club himself and says 2 strikes and 2 out. Not bad.
Whoa,
Yep.
good job. Wait, 2 strikes and 2 outs. Oh, I guess
Because he's knocked 2 of them out.
But
And I
he's
guess
got a bat. It
yeah,
doesn't
I
make
don't get it.
sense.
Despite the valiant attempt of the 2 friends, the vast majority of the enemy begins to show its strength. Wow, there's millions of them, Algae says. Barry goes, "Looks like we're done for, Algae." Then we hear, "Brothers, look out there. Yippee, it's the mermen, Barry." The people of the town of Murma. Oh, they're mermen.
Mermen.
But what about the women? Mermen and merwomen, I guess?
Mer people.
Yeah.
Merple.
Back to the mountain, brothers. And so they retreat, and on their way back, like Algae and Barry knock a couple out. Attaboy, Algae. Another minute and the mermen will have them surrounded. Shucks, I don't like this. It's like hitting little babies, only these midgets have clubs. I just read that verbatim from there.
Oh
Again,
my
it's
gosh. Wow.
they were very insensitive at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the underwater midget riots of the 40s. It was a tough time.
Anyway, aided by the mermen, Barry and Algae soon subdue the invaders, and everything's back to normal. And then we end with
Just plugged a hole.
where's it at? Okay. "You have shown the tiny men our supremacy." I forgot that line. Queen Myrma says, "You have shown the tiny men our supremacy.
Okay.
I am sure they will never attack our kingdom again."
Sure. Why would
Barry
they?
says, "You're right, Queen Myrma. I believe your air supply is safe now."
Because we killed them all.
Then we see Algae says, "That's the way it is always," or "That's the way it always is, Barry. Some group of people get greedy and ruthless, tries to stamp out others."
Oh, no.
Or try to stamp out another. And
We got-
Barry says, "Yes, but greed and lust for power work against them. And eventually they are defeated."
Oh, my gosh. We got a lesson at the end.
And that is the last words we hear from.
But I'm
Barry
saying
Cuda.
they were teaching us something there at the end.
They taught us something at the end, actually.
Wow.
So Barry left us with a message
Yeah, that's sweet of him.
and no powers whatsoever.
He has no powers, but he can plug a hole like nobody's business.
Well, no. He can order people to plug a hole like nobody's
He
business.
can scream at rocks. Well, this was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are just these are terrible stories.
I know, right?
Yeah, they're pretty bad. Oh, look at this guy. He's playing a trumpet and he goes Tarenta, renta, renta, renta.
Hey, well, that kind of sounds like a trumpet, I
It
guess.
does kind of sound like a trumpet.
Because you
when
would think,
when you
turn,
do
turn,
it.
turn, turn, turn.
Okay, yeah.
So
Fair
that is
enough.
our first one on
Myrma
the
falls
docket
down a
for nautical nonsense with Mr. Barry Cuda and his pal Algae. Next week, to go ahead and give a bit of a tease,
Yeah.
we are going to talk about a villain.
God, this
actually.
art at the beginning is so
The
good.
first one is so good.
Oh, it's so good. And then you get to the end and you're like, what happened?
Yep.
When did they let these guys in?
So I
Huh.
gotta find where it is. But we are going to be talking about Neptina.
You got to get us some of these Nazi comics, man. We got to talk about these Nazis. There's just
Okay.
Nazis everywhere.
I can. I just,
I mean, come on. There's so many Nazis.
that's all they fought in the 40s.
Yeah, I know. Mystery of the Hilarious Flight. What?
I don't know.
I don't
I
know
just
what
like
that means.
including the covers
Okay.
because the covers are really cool.
No,
too.
the covers are very cool.
Like that is a really cool cover.
So what is it next week? I'm sorry.
Next week, Neptina. Neptina, also known as Neptina of Almoza.
Oh.
This is another Harvey comic from 1939.
I had a chilled Neptina at the Howard Johnson's one time.
Ooh, how was it?
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay,
Put fish food around the rim. It's very good.
We'll see how our Neptina is next week. Here,
Neptina.
as always, you can find us.
Doesn't that sound like an old soda?
Neptina?
Neptina.
A little bit. It's kind of. Did you ever play? Did you ever play Fallout? Did you?
No, I didn't really.
There's. I'm trying to. There's like Nuka
They wouldn't
Cola.
allow me.
Oh.
I said, no, you're too old. You can't play this.
Don't let them tell you that. You can play whatever you want to.
Harm's been done.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Find us as always. I was like, where was I? On Instagram, brofohero, or feel free to email us brosfoesandheroes@gmail.com. Also, roguemedianetwork.com.
roguemedianetwork.com.
Great family of podcasts there. Go ahead and go check them out there. As always, Mike, I appreciate it.
We just recorded our first Spanish language true crime show.
Ooh, that is really cool.
Yeah. I think it's really cool.
That is very awesome. So go ahead. If you yourself.
If you speak Spanish and you love crime, sure.
That's right up your alley then. That'll be great.
That's right. Yeah, man. Thank you again. You always prepare well.
Well, I appreciate it. But
I always enjoy it.
I just have fun talking to you. And hopefully the people listening out there do as well. Until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Golly God!
Pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
You think your wife's listening?
She does some. Oh, this is great because she'll never listen at the end, and we'll leave
That's what
this
I'm
in
saying.
here.
It's right here at the
she
end.
She told me. I asked, I made a joke the other day, and this is for you, however many of you are hearing this.
Yeah.
Because she has certain times she listens to certain podcasts. That's what she told me. I was like, okay, because like when she goes to sleep, she listens to Stuff You Should Know.
Okay.
Good podcast if you're into it.
Yeah, it's great. It's not on the Rogue Media Network.
It's not. I'm sorry.
Get bent.
So I just asked her one night. I was like, "Oh, is our podcast not good enough for you to go to sleep to?" Just joking.
Yeah.
And she said, "No, y'all's is my getting ready podcast."
Oh.
And I was like, "What?" She's like, "When I'm like, getting ready to
that's kind
go
of a
out
compliment,
on
though. Yeah. Thank you.
So I guess we're kind of uplifting.
Sure.
And then I said, I know that obviously the other podcast I said is your favorite podcast because that's the one you listen to most.
Yeah.
I said, but what are we, like third? And she said tied for second. So we are tied for second.
Hey,
as
I'll
her
take
favorite
it.
podcast, and I'll take that.
All right, and this is going to go at the very end.
Yeah.
So this is an Easter egg just for her.
Just for her.
Right. So
and I'll tell her.
We need don't tell her anything.
Oh.
Yeah, don't tell her.
Dude.
But
we're gonna forget.
We need a
she
word.
Gets here.
We need a phrase. We need the phrase that pays. What do you got?
What is something? Okay. I watch a lot of Rick and Morty and she hates it. So if she quoted that to me, I would know for sure.
Yeah.
I want her. Damn it. I don't know. I want her to tell me hey, remember that time Rick turned himself into Tiny Rick and killed a vampire?
There you go.
There we go.
Tiny Rick Vampire.
Tiny Rick Vampire.
That's all she's got to say is Tiny Rick Vampire.
We will never hear about this.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, what you do is you wait, a month or so, and then you play this part to her.
Yeah.
And you go, see?
Are you gonna remember? Or are we both gonna forget by next time next week comes around?
I knew you didn't listen.
Dude, this might be an Easter egg for ourselves.
That's true.
I might forget, go back and listen on
like
Monday
it's like a time capsule.
Oh, I forgot we did that. Hey, should we talk about anything else? It's 2022 here.
That's it. We got it.
All right. I appreciate it, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Stay safe.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.